back up through 7th and going to Santa Clarita. North 5 Alliance, we've just heard that this is going to last till about 9 o'clock this morning, but the 2 left are still shut down. There's only 2 right open. Really slow getting away from this place. Jeff Bogg, KFI in the sky.
Hello, beautiful. I'm Amy Eric, founder of Madison Reed, a hair color company I named after my daughter. I started Madison Reed to give you the most gorgeous hair color made with ingredients you can feel good about. Are you tired of drugstore hair color? You deserve better. Spring is here and the forecast calls for your best hair color ever. Upgrade to salon quality hair color that nourishes and improves the condition of your hair without any harsh odors. It's easily done at home and we deliver it to your door. Plus, our hair color matching technology makes picking the right color easy, fast, and accurate. For a limited time, new clients get 15% off plus free shipping on your first online order. Visit madison-reed.com/promo. Take our online color quiz to find your perfect shade. That's madison-reed.com/promo. Try it. Love it. That's the beauty of Madison Reed.
They said inflation had peaked. They said prices were coming down. They said the economy was strong. Well, they were dead wrong. Could things get worse? Don't wait to find out. Thousands turn to Goldco to protect their retirement savings with gold and silver. These precious metals have been safe haven assets for centuries, especially in times of uncertainty. Call Goldco at 855-GOLD-IRA. Right now, we're offering up to $10,000 in free silver when you open a qualified gold IRA account while supplies last. And all qualified callers who call this week will get a free Ronald Reagan half-ounce silver coin. This is your chance to get ahead. Call 855-GOLD-IRA to see if diversifying with gold and silver is right for you. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
We can all agree that there is no place in our lives for litter. So let's come together and create a litter-free California. Join us at cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans.
College paid for? That's right. Get paid to travel the world. You bet. Medical and dental coverage, retirement benefits, and skills that'll last you a lifetime. Yes to all that and more when you join the Air Force Reserve. Now's your chance. For the first time ever, the 349th Maintenance Squadron at Travis Air Force Base is inviting you to come to the base for their career tour on June 4th from 9 a.m. to 1:30. You'll get to see their day-to-day operations firsthand. Registration for the career tour is free. Lunch is included, and there'll be raffles for cool prizes. Get up close and personal with airmen and aircrafts on the job in the hangar. Space is limited, so register now at afreserve.org for the June 4th Career Tour event at Travis Air Force Base. That's afreserve.org or call 707-800-USAF.
There are so many headlines every week for business, tech, banking, even artificial intelligence. That fire hose of news can overwhelm. Every week, we sift through those headlines, dismiss the scary and the stupid, and focus on the smart and important. That's macro, as in macroeconomics. And that macro take matters to all of us.
Macro with Jason Middleton. This Sunday afternoon at 2 on KFI AM 640. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM 640. Handle here on a Wednesday morning, May 3rd, as we continue with the program. Dr. Dung Trin is with us. He's the Chief Medical Officer in Orange County, the Healthy Brain Clinic. And the story I wanted to cover with you, and this just came out in the Orange County Register, and the organization Alzheimer's Orange County, which I guess is the big one over there, has reported that since 2014, the number of sufferers from Alzheimer's has doubled from 84,000 to 164,000 people. That's 5% of the total population. I mean, that seems completely insane. And we talked about Parkinson's in the previous segment. Not too many people are afraid of getting Parkinson's. That's sort of somewhere else. All of us, I know, are frightened of dementia. And it seems to be the big kahuna. And where are we going with that?
It is a breathtaking number. Specifically, I think over 160-something thousand folks are predicted to have some form of memory loss in Orange County. And I'll tell you how we got to this number. This number is extrapolated from data that we have that was published from Columbia University last year. And Columbia University did a study where they looked and determined that in the United States, if you're above the age of 65, right, for everyone above the age of 65 in the U.S., 1 out of 10, if you took 10 folks above the age of 65, 1 out of 10 have the diagnosis of dementia, and 2 out of 10 have the diagnosis of what we call MCI. MCI stands for mild cognitive impairment. It's the pre-dementia stage, kind of like the stage right before you get that diagnosis of Alzheimer's, right? So if you add that up, Bill, that's 3 out of 10 Americans that have some form of memory problems, whether it's MCI or dementia. That's 3 out of 10 above the age of 65 that has that. And yeah, so we took that data and we extrapolated to Orange County, knowing the Orange County census, right? We're knowing how many folks over the age of 65 in Orange County. We came up with that number at Alzheimer's Orange County that is doubled.
Yeah, I mean, that's completely insane numbers. Because everybody I know, as a matter of fact, I know members of my family, friends. I have never known anybody close to me that has or has died of Parkinson's. There are plenty of people that I know, both my mother and father, as they were ending their lives, were in some form of dementia, and zoning out, not there, only remembering way back in their long-term memory. My father, just before he died, he grew up in Yugoslavia, then Yugoslavia. All he spoke was Serbo-Croatian as he died. That's it. He wouldn't remember anything else. And my mother was talking about growing up in Brazil and was speaking Portuguese and her memories of that. I mean, clearly a demented state, I would guess.
Yes, and you know what the call to action is with this information? The call to action is that we should be out there evaluating and checking our memories early rather than waiting until our memory's gone to do something about it.
So back to the same question, and that is, do we know where it comes from, dementia? Do we know how it's caused? Do we know, is there any real good work or at least successful work being done? Is it genetic? Is it inherited?
Absolutely, all the above, all the above. So at our office at the Healthy Brain Clinic, right? I'm actually in Long Beach, by the way, so kind of the border of OC, but I'm on the board for Alzheimer's Orange County. We are teaching patients what they need to do with their brains without taking a pill. Without taking a pill to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's, in addition to the clinical trials that we do, trying to advance, right, medications to treat dementia, specifically Alzheimer's. But there are 12 actionable things you can do in the Journal of Lancet in 2020, in the midst of the pandemic, when we're all thinking about COVID. The Lancet Commission came out and said there are 12 modifiable activities, 12 modifiable conditions that you can do to reduce the total risk of Alzheimer's by 40%. 40% of all Alzheimer's is contributed by these 12 actionable things.
Okay, and
these are things.
What are they? Of course, we're all waiting with bated breath here.
I'll tell you what I remember.
Oh, that is a bad line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So here you go. Number 1, physical exercise. Right? Physical exercise, at least half an hour a day of doing something, right? To activate your body, to keep moving. Data has shown that exercise consistently will help with brain health. to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's. Number 2, brain exercise. Right? Doing things to activate your brains, whether it's playing chess, playing checkers, Sudoku, whatever it is, right? Keeping our brains active. Studies have shown that those with a higher level education bill have a lower risk of Alzheimer's than those with a lower level of education. And it's not because they're smarter, it's because they spent more years exercising their brain.
Okay.
Number 3, nutrition, really huge. Do a Google search on the Mind Diet, MIND. Do a Google search on the Mind Diet. That diet has been published in several different journals, several different studies, showing consistently that it reduces the risk of Alzheimer's. In one study, it reduced the risk of Alzheimer's by 54%. Wow. Right? Cutting it in half. I mean, imagine that. There isn't a pill out there that can do that, Bill. Right? That's another thing you can do. Number 4, very important, hearing loss. Hearing loss. It's a simple fix. It's called a hearing aid. So those with hearing loss have a higher risk of Alzheimer's than those who can hear well.
That's surprising.
Very surprising.
Yeah, the first group, that makes sense. That one's surprising. We only have a couple of minutes. Can we go through them a little bit quicker? Because I want to go through all 12.
Absolutely. So hearing loss is on there. Obesity is a risk factor. Those who are overweight have a higher risk of Alzheimer's than those who are at the normal weight. Is a huge risk factor. Head trauma, traumatic brain injury, believe it or not, is a risk factor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? Your inflammation that occurs from that. Another risk factor is tobacco smoking, which is basically toxin to your brain. Another risk factor is excessive alcohol. Huge issue with that. A risk factor, I don't know if this one's on the list or not, but sleeping. Getting enough sleep is really important for brain health. The lack of sleep, when good sleep, leads to Alzheimer's. It is a risk factor for it. And that's something we all sacrifice in our life, right? By doing everything else.
Sure.
Socialization, very important. Those who socialize, who are out engaged, spending time with others, have a lower risk of Alzheimer's than those who are home alone all day. So it has something to do with engaging your brain cells, right? Doing things that are active to socialize. Another risk factor is basically making sure that your blood pressure is under control. High blood pressure is a risk factor for Alzheimer's because it messes up your circulation. Diabetes is a risk factor for Alzheimer's. If you have diabetes, your risk of Alzheimer's is double those without diabetes. Pretty crazy when you think about that. And most of us don't realize it because 2 out of 3 Americans are either diabetic or pre-diabetic, right? And so those are the big highlights.
Okay, we are out of time, unfortunately, as we went through it, and it's pretty important stuff. Some surprising, some stuff surprising, some stuff not so surprising. The fact that I'm overweight, never exercise, hate people with a passion, I'm in trouble. I understand that. Dr. Dung Trinh, Chief Medical Officer of the Healthy Brain Clinic. Dr. Trinh, thank you so much. Great information.
All right. Bye-bye now.
All right, interesting stuff. Some of it, diabetes, hearing loss. The rest of it made a lot of sense. Coming up, you've heard of Comic-Con? How about SatanCon? Oh, yeah. KFI, let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
LA County's interim chief probation officer has resigned after less than 2 months leaving the county's probation department. The Board of Supervisors promoted Karen Fletcher in March after firing her predecessor. Fletcher's resignation letter to the board Monday says her last day will be the 19th. She says she will do everything possible to wrap up her duties in the next 3 weeks. The probation department spokesperson says Fletcher's resignation was a simple retirement following 34 years of employment. News is brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Thousands of film and TV writers have hit the picket lines throughout LA to demand higher pay and benefits. Production companies in talks with the Writers Union say they made an offer to the Writers Guild before the Monday night deadline. This writer says it doesn't come close to what they want.
And there were many things that we wanted to negotiate on that they refused to discuss or even offer a counter. So they're just shutting us down in some areas, and that's why we're out here.
Strikers rallied yesterday outside the production studios in places like Culver City and Burbank, criticizing big networks for their alleged greed. Strikes are expected to continue throughout the week, and writers say they will strike for as long as it takes to get a new contract. California is opening a new hotline for people to report hate crimes and hate incidents. People will be able to call the hotline in 200 different languages and be able to connect with services, including legal help. The feds say nearly 300 people in the U.S., Europe, and South America have been arrested during an operation targeting fentanyl and opioid trafficking on the dark web. Attorney General Merrick Garland calls the Operation Spectre unprecedented.
The drug traffickers are confident that by operating anonymously on the dark web, they can operate outside the bounds of the law. They are wrong.
Garland says the operation resulted in the seizure of 117 illegal guns, 850 kilos of drugs, and $53.4 million in cash and cryptocurrency. Brazil's federal police have searched the country's former president Bolsonaro's home, taking his phone in what they say was an investigation into alleged falsification of COVID-19 vaccine cards. Police say several other places were searched and half a dozen people face arrest. A federal police official says Bolsonaro will be deposed at the federal police headquarters. During the pandemic, Bolsonaro refused to get the vaccine. He said after today's search, there's no adulteration on his part and he still hasn't gotten vaccinated. And do you remember Rosie on the TV show MASH, the bar owner? Well, the actress who played Rosie on the show has died. Eileen, Saki's manager, says she died peacefully in LA Monday after a battle with pancreatic cancer. It went so fast. She was just diagnosed in March. Saki was 79. We'll get a look at your drive with the KFI in the sky in the 6:05 after sports with Wayne.
Anthony Davis logged 30 points and 23 rebounds on the way to a 117-112 Lakers win over the Golden State Warriors. Game 2 in the playoff series is set for tomorrow. The Dodgers were a scoring machine against the Phillies, and Freddie Freeman was one of the big cogs.
A high fly ball to left center field. It's way back there, and it is gone. A home run.
Final score, LA 13, Philly 1. That series wraps up today at 1:10 with Gavin Stone on the mound. You can listen on the iHeartRadio app live from the Galpin Motors broadcast booth. The Angels dominated the Cardinals 5-1 in their series opener. Game 2 today. Shohei Ohtani will be starting. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Clean and healthy water is essential. I mean, that's a given. And I'm assuming you want the best water for you and your loved ones. So let me suggest LifeSource Home Water. How about a fresh filtered water system with a LifeSource Home Water? LifeSource systems connect directly to the water main that's outside the house, and it goes inside your house already highly filtered. Every faucet, every tap produces this water. You drink, bathe, cook, do your dishes, wash your clothes with effectively bottled water. And the LifeSource system removes the bad stuff, keeps in the good stuff, filtering chlorine, dirt, other contaminants, and keeping the healthy minerals. And boy, what a cup of coffee it makes. And I've had a system for over 10 years. Once installed, you are done. Just install it, forget about it, enjoy the water. Call 800-803-2696, 800-803-2696. Visit lifesourcewater.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a mostly cloudy day with a slight chance of showers, better chance of showers for tomorrow, but both days just in the upper 50s to lower 60s. A little bit warmer on Friday as that chance of rain tapers off, and then Saturday and Sunday should be sunny and much warmer. Right now it is 50 in Laguna Niguel, 52 in Fullerton. Let's check your drive on the 605.
Wow. If you just joined us on an extremely busy freeway morning, I swear, most of our freeways are just jammed. I come to you with a little good news. It is the northbound 605 at Slauson. That's 2 exits up from the I-5. A crash that blocked a whole bunch of lanes just cleared. That only happened about about 30, 45 seconds ago. We were spinning over for a long time. It is still really slow, terribly slow, coming up from the 105. But once you get close to the I-5, things will start moving. Now, I got to warn you about a southbound problem approaching the 91. It's south 5.